All right. So, as many of you have voted for this, I am finally starting a new playlist that will be about interview questions in React.js for machine round code. Yeah. And this is gonna be the second video on this channel about interview questions because there is a playlist already. Let me show you that. Mm, Here, if we go to the playlist, you can find there are two videos. Mainly this one is for interview questions. So the star rating is also asked in interviews. You can check that out as well. And this is the new video is also gonna be in this same playlist as well. So yeah, let's start this. This is gonna be about stopwatch. So in interviews, they will ask you to create a stopwatch, a basic functionality of a stopwatch using React.js, and you have to build that. For that, I have already initiated a React project and I have created a component called stopwatch inside the source folder, right? So we will go inside, and what we will do is, let's say this one we can do. Let me change the name as in capital, right? Okay. And also, if we just import this over here, so stopwatch is imported, and stopwatch.js, just a moment, over here. So we have this stopwatch, right? Now what we will do is we will initiate, at first let's create the UI and then we will add functions into it. So what do we have inside a stopwatch? We will just need a timer, right? In interviews, they will not, like, mostly they don't ask you to create for hours, minutes, seconds, etc., because there is no time for that. So what you can do is you can just show the second. That will be the final task. Like, that will be the only task for this. What we can do is, for the design, let's say we have a paragraph that says 0 seconds, and we can have a button that will say start, and there will be another button that can say reset. So that can be the normal or basic UI for this the stopwatch, right? So what do we need here? Let's talk about that. At first we need a timer because this is a timer, 0 seconds, this will be 1 2 3 and so on. So we need a timer for that. So let's say we call it time, and then there can be set time, and for now the value will be 0. So we have initiated the time. We will check it here. Let's say we just use time over here, and let's do the value to 10, right? So you can see 10 seconds is printed over here. Now what we will do is we will also need to check if the stopwatch is running or not. Why? Because there is a button, and this button will ensure if the stopwatch is running or not. So we will say is running, and there can be set is running. Using same use state, the value will be false by default. Yes. So we can use effect for this, and it will run using is running. So whenever there is the value of is running is changing, use effect will be called, right? So we will create a variable called timer and then set the timer using set interval. So set interval will call a function repeatedly using a time frame, right? So let's say we are defining 2 seconds, so the function will be running every 2 seconds. So that is what set interval does. And there is also set timeout that will call a function or do whatever you tell it to do after some delay. So set timeout is for delaying, and set interval will be for repeating a task. So this is also an interview question that is asked. So At first we will define the function like this, like this, and also the interval. So interval can be 1000 means 1000 milliseconds will be here. This is in milliseconds, so 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. What we are saying is every 1 second this set interval will be running. Which function should be called? The function will do set time to previous time will be increased by 1. So this is what we are doing, right? We have it. And then also what we can do, because if we are running the timer, it's just like running, right? It will keep running or something like that. So what we will check using the if else statement, if is running, then we will be doing all this, and else if is running and time is not equal to 0, then what we will do is we will clear the interval. Which interval? We have already defined timer, right? So we will say timer will be cleared, and then also we return clear interval timer. Okay, we have already defined this. You can see this is running, right? So what we will do now is we will define a function to control this, to be controlled by these buttons, start and reset. So the first function can be let's say handle start stop, and then what it will do is it will set is running to the opposite of this. So if it is running, then it will be stopped, and then if it is not running, then the value will be changed. So true false it will be doing it. Now let's try this at first. So inside the start stop button we will define the on click function to be handle start stop, and also the text here will be changed by the is running status. So if it is running, then we will say stop, and if this is not running, then we will say start. So let's actually, so see, this is saying start now. If we click it, it says stop, and the timer is running here. Other thing that we need is another function to reset the timer. How we can do this is, at first we will set the time to 0, that's important, and also we can say set is running to false again. Need to define on click handle reset. Alright, so this is working. Now the start button is working, start, and then if we stop, the stopwatch will be stopped, and then the reset button also works. So this is the basic function or basic like functioning stopwatch that you can build during your interviews. And
तो लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए महाकाल का, दबा के लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए, 5000 लौटे दिख जाना चाहिए।